The great mystery of the human condition is, why are we here? Who are we? What are we? Where did we come from? Where are we going? I think we're a species with amnesia. We have absolutely no idea what we are. The human present is just a blink of an eye in the story of mankind. There's a vast eons of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of years of evolution behind us, and all the links are missing. We find ourselves marooned in the present with almost no knowledge whatsoever about our past. It's an arrogance of scholars that we know ourselves on the basis of 5,000 years of history. What we need to do, if we're going to understand who we are, is to penetrate the veil of prehistory, to go back beyond the time when written records survive, and to penetrate the mystery of ourselves and of our origins. Perhaps then there'll be a way of understanding who we are and why we're here and what our purpose on this planet is.
A controversial theory has thrown a different light on our very existence and origins. Was Earth visited thousands of years ago by another life form who imparted wisdom and technology to our ancestors? This theory contradicts orthodox opinion and claims that we have been visited by beings from another world. 30 years ago, Erich von Däniken challenged science with his controversial book and ideas, and he is still challenging the world with clues that he contends point to an ancient close encounter. From Egypt to Turkey, from South America to Antarctica, von Däniken has traveled the world in search of evidence and artifacts that he believes prove his theory that we are not alone. Life may have been found on Mars, but in exploring our own planet, will von Däniken find signs that someone found us before we could find them?
The universe is filled with galaxies. Our own galaxy is one of these galaxies, in many respects an average galaxy. Galaxies are defined primarily by what you see, the stars. Our sun is a star, one of 100 billion stars in our own galaxy. And our star is very similar to the majority of stars. There are differences, but there are a lot of stars. The vast majority are, in fact, similar to our own sun.
The universe, an infinite mystery. For thousands of years, human beings have looked to the night sky with awe and wondered, is anybody out there? At the end of the 20th century, we have finally discovered clues that there may be life on another planet, Mars.
If you look at the space program in its entirety, and you think about what the real legacy of our society or culture or civilization for the last 20 years, it has to be the space program. Here's the first time that we understand where we live in the solar system.
The razor-sharp eyes of the Hubble telescope pierced the darkness of deep space looking for more clues that we are not alone. New stars have been found, stars where liquid water is present, water that could support some kind of life.
What percentage of those stars then have planets around them? What percentage of those stars that have planets around them have planets in the right distance from that star where liquid water could be stable? What percentage of those actually have liquid water on them? What percentage of those actually could have potentially had life start? And no matter what factors you put besides all of these, there's so many stars in the universe that almost certainly somewhere there's another planet not too unlike the Earth that has liquid water on it and probably had it for some period of time. So the question is that all you need? Do you just need liquid water to get life going? Or is there really some divine intervention required? Is something required to say, we will life into being? is Earth, are we on Earth alone in the universe, or is there a chance that life is out there? The significance of going to study for life on Mars is in fact to understand the factors there. Here's our neighbor planet right next door, ready for us to go and visit, where there's evidence, the first evidence ever that life started somewhere else besides the Earth. If that's true, then that almost certainly indicates that life is going to happen anywhere that the conditions are right. We got 2 examples in our solar system, and they both have life. If that's true, we want to know that.
In the 1950s, when Arecibo, a huge telescope, 3 football fields across, was first put in place just as a demonstration of an idea. One channel was, one radio station, so to speak, was listened to see if we could hear a signal from a nearby star. All of us that are in this search, and many more people as well, are interested in is making contact, getting a signal from some extraterrestrial civilization.
Is it really possible that some living creatures found us before we could find them? Challenging long-held opinion, Eric von Daniken believes there is new evidence to be explored.
The Old World and the New World are not supposed to have been in contact prior to the time of Columbus, according to Orthodox historians. And yet there are extraordinary similarities between the site, for example, of Teotihuacan, just north of Mexico City, and the Giza Plateau in Egypt, where the 3 Great Pyramids and the Great Sphinx stand. In my view, these similarities are connected to an ancient and lost science. And it's a science to do with the meaning of life, the purpose of human existence on this planet.
Teotihuacan, Mexico. Almost 12 square kilometers of pyramids and platforms. Experts believe construction started here around 100 BC. When the Aztecs arrived 1,000 years later, they were awed by the massive ruins and dubbed Teotihuacan the City of the Gods. The people who constructed this vast city possessed a sophisticated knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Eric von Daniken questions just who taught the builders of Teotihuacan.
This represents a model of our solar system. For every planet, there is a construction, a building.
There are 9 planets in our solar system, all orbiting around the Sun. Mercury is nearest to the Sun. Pluto is the furthest. At Teotihuacan, each one of the planets is represented by a building, ruin, or marker. Eric von Daniken believes it is a remarkably accurate scale model of our solar system. On the hill behind the Pyramid of the Moon are the ruins of temples which could represent the last planets discovered in our solar system, Neptune and Pluto. Halfway around the world is Egypt, one of the oldest civilizations on the planet. Rising from the mists are perhaps the most famous monuments on Earth, and among the least understood. Dominating the Giza Plateau is the Great Pyramid. Who built this incredible edifice? Historical documents credit the mighty pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops, and his army of 100,000 workers. But von Daniken believes an important new discovery may support his own theory of the pyramid's construction. He believes the real builder was Enoch of the Ethiopian apocalyptic writings. Eric von Daniken believes that Enoch was warned by the gods that a great flood would destroy civilization. Enoch built the Great Pyramid to protect ancient texts from the rising waters. he designed secret chambers carved deep inside this mountain of stone. Were the gods who foretold the coming of a flood really extraterrestrials? Von Daniken believes the answer may still be hidden inside the pyramid. The interior of the Great Pyramid is a marvel of engineering skill. A long tunnel leads to the magnificent Grand Gallery. At the top of the gallery, Von Daniken believes there are more clues that it was Enoch, not Khufu, who built the Great Pyramid.
This is the so-called King's Chamber. Simply gigantic. As you can see, there are absolutely no hieroglyphs. Empty. If Khufu was a tyrant, then the wall should be full of inscription praising himself or his gods.
Von Daniken believes the blank walls of this chamber indicate that the pyramid was not created to serve as Khufu's tomb. But there's more. Many wonder how the pyramid was built.